लाल रंग इसका अपार,
तीखा कम है फिर भी स्वाद,
बेमिसाल बेमिसाल MDH कश्मीरी,
MDH कश्मीरी।
MDH।
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. As we all know, there are key meetings happening. In a few minutes, I'll be telling you about the key meeting the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is having. And all of us must remember at this time, it is our responsibility, it is our duty to stand with our government and our military and our armed forces. I appeal to you once again on behalf of Republic, a network that only believes in nation first. We must have complete and absolute faith in the Prime Minister of India, his leadership, his style, his approach, and his directness. Narendra Modi will have a solution for all of us. Narendra Modi will avenge on behalf of all of us. But before that, a few things about Pakistan. Many people say, what will Pakistan do? Let me give you my view. Ladies and gentlemen, the first point I want to raise with you tonight is, have no doubt about it. When people ask me, what will Pakistan do? What will they do? First point, Pakistan is broke. Pakistan has no money. Their forex reserves are only sufficient for 6 weeks. You put in a squeeze, they'll go down to 2 weeks. It's a broken country with no economy. No war can happen on a hungry stomach. Parched throats and empty stomachs do not build a good recipe for any response from Pakistan. Pakistan will totally crumble. Point one. Now, if you believe I'm exaggerating this, let me put it in financial terms. Their debt repayment, their debt coverage this year that they have to do for the debt they have taken. Because this is a country that is living on EMI. They can't pay their EMI. Their debt cover in 2025, for example, is 22 billion US dollars. For India, it's nothing. Nothing. We as a country have almost 700 billion in our reserves. How much does Pakistan have in its reserves? Pakistan has only 13 to 14 billion dollars in its reserves today. And they have to pay 22 billion in debt repayments. A Kargil-like war will cost Pakistan anywhere between 10 to 15 billion dollars additionally, which means a country with $15 billion reserves, 22 billion repayment, 15 billion additional for a Kargil kind of skirmish. They get into a real war, they're finished. And tonight, the big point, all Pakistanis must remember, you're dealing with India. Who are you? What is your Pakistani rupee worth? The number recently was $1 is 281 Pakistani rupees, but I revised that, ladies and gentlemen, I revised that graphic once again. Because my information is that as of today, it's crashing so much. Today, $1 is 306.33 Pakistani rupees. $1, you can buy 306.33 Pakistani rupees. Now imagine there will be no bread in Pakistan. There will be no roti in Pakistan. They will not be able to afford poor quality atta in Pakistan. They are a broken country. So whenever you ask anyone a question, if you ever have a moment of self-doubt, remember this is the real condition of Pakistan. I never believe undermine your enemy. No, I don't. Personally, I don't undermine my enemies. And my enemies know that. As a nation also, we must not undermine our enemies. But we must also know where our enemy stands. We must not overestimate them. This is all I have to say. Now let's have a fantastic debate on the wargaming options that we have tonight.
Pakistan is facing sleepless nights in anticipation of India's response. A restless Pakistani army is resorting to speculative firing each night. The retaliatory firing of the Indian army is ringing all the way back to Islamabad at 2 a.m.
Pakistan has credible intelligence that India intends carrying out military action against Pakistan in the next 24 to 36 hours.
A frail Pakistan, after 75 years of transgressions, is back to where it started, hopelessly knocking the doors of the United Nations. While Rawalpindi is still looking for General Asim Munir, not to be seen since the Pahalgam attack, Prime Minister Modi chaired another series of marathon meetings at his official residence in New Delhi. At 11 a.m., the Cabinet Committee on Security convened for the second time after the Pahalgam attack in just 8 days at 7 LKM. Sources telling Republic that the Cabinet Committee on Security reviewed the overall security situation in Jammu and Kashmir and discussed a possible and impending kinetic response to Pakistan. The CCS becomes critical as it was convened hours after Prime Minister held his first meeting with the service chiefs at his residence, where he gave complete operational freedom to retaliate against Pakistan. Not just that, the Prime Minister also convened a meeting of the Cabinet Committee on Political Affairs, or the CCPA, also known as the Super Cabinet. The last time the CCPA Super Cabinet was convened for a meeting post the Pulwama terror attack in 2019. India is preparing as a nervous Pakistan is making mistake after mistake.
जम्मू एंड कश्मीर में एक फोरम बना जिसका नाम है द रेजिस्टेंस फोरम, और उस पे उसको कंडेम किया गया, उसको जिम्मेदार ठहराया गया उस प्रेस रिलीज में। तो मुझे आई, मैंने देखा, मैंने कहा ये एक्सेप्टेबल नहीं है। पहलगाम के साथ आपको लिखना पड़ेगा जम्मू एंड कश्मीर। मुझे बड़े बड़े कैपिटल से कॉलें आई कि देखें इस वक्त मैं कहा नथिंग डूइंग, ये नहीं हो सकता, पाकिस्तान विल नॉट एक्सेप्ट। वो कहते हैं आप पे ब्लेम आएगा, प्रेस रिलीज नहीं हुई, इतना बड़ा वाकया हुआ, आपके जाबर एक्सप्रेस भी ये आई थी, कंडेमनेशन की, टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटी को कंडेम किया गया था। मैंने कहा वी आर रेडी, बट प्लीज you have to put in Jammu and Kashmir and have to delete this TRF.
India has laid the groundwork with its diplomatic strikes, and Pakistan's options and water are drying up. Forward posts of Pakistan are extremely low on morale, some abandoning their posts, reports of mass desertions.
Find you through the dust and the storm.
And then the Indian Army released this video showcasing our might and domination on all fronts.
The burden of my brothers and sisters' pain.
Forces are on high alert along the international border. The Indian Air Force has successfully conducted its Akraman exercise. The Navy has deployed its assets in the Arabian Sea. India is prepared.
Gentlemen, we are so happy that so many of you are writing to us that the best defense, strategic, geostrategic and diplomatic coverage is on Republic, and I am very happy for that, which is why on this panel, no Pakistanis, no politicians, nothing, pure military experts, and I have great pleasure in introducing everyone. We have our very own and very popular General G.D. Bakshi, who I'm proud to say is our Chief Advisor on Defense and Strategy for the Republic Media Network. What a person out there. Hats off to you, General Bakshi. You are the wargaming expert of the country. We love you, sir. We love you. And we have General Bishambar Dayal. He's made a comeback here tonight. He's very popular on moments like this. He understands geostrategy, the big picture. And so, very happy to have you, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. We have with us today General Raj Shukla, Lieutenant General Raj Shukla, great experience on the ground. We are proud to have you. You're a very popular voice and incredibly popular on digital as well. Thank you, sir. The country wants to hear from people like you. Well, we have General KK. Who doesn't know General KK? When he talks about his experience, when he shouts, the Pakistanis shudder. Today, there's no Pakistani, sir. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. And I'm joined here by Samar Pal Tur, aggressive, with combat experience, UN experience, and a great voice, and very nationalistic. Samar, thank you. Thank you. Okay, to all of us, the idea tonight is to answer a basic question, gentlemen. What are our options? Will there be war? And if there is war, what could we do? Now, it's not necessary that anything of what these gentlemen say will actually happen. But I believe that they have the kind of experience that they can talk about a range of options. This is not forecasting, it is wargaming. These are two different things. General Bakshi, my first question to you, take your time on this. What could happen? How long could it last? And how effective shall we be? General Bakshi is our first speaker tonight. Thank you, sir. What's the wargaming scenario as far as you're concerned?
Arnab, look, in 2016, we had sent a strategic messaging, a strategic signal to Pakistan via the surgical strikes. Our special forces went in 3 to 4 kilometers, killed 40 terrorists as they slept in their launch pads, came back without a scratch. 4 to 5 months, Pakistan is quiet. Then again, the fingering starts. In Pulwama 2019, 45 of our CRPF troopers are killed in a dastardly IED attack. We respond 80 kilometers across the international border with the Pulwama with the Balakot airstrike. Kill about 200 Pakistani terrorists in their training camp, come back without a scratch. 1 to 2 years, Pakistan is silent. We remove Article 370. We remove 35A. Pakistan can do nothing. It goes whining to Beijing, and Beijing stages not just the COVID strike, but also the problem in Ladakh. And it gets a comeback, a mouthful, right? Just like in the vernacular, you say, ulte baas bareli ko. China sobers down, offers us a thaw, right? The point is, now the time for strategic messaging is over. We have to impose deterrence by punishment. And to my mind, that will take at least a limited conflict. The Army, the Navy, the Air Force will have to give an integrated response, a unified response. We will also have to, combine overt and covert warfare. The aim would be to raise costs and consequences for Pakistan. Inflict costs and consequences for Pakistan. Arnab, let me give you a bit of the background from the other side. Bill Clinton had once said, it is the economy, stupid, and you very rightly pointed out that the Shah Rag, the jugular vein of Pakistan, is not J&K, Mr. Munir. It is the economy. One limited conflict and the Pakistani economy will be flushed down the tube of history. India must stay the course, stretch it out. Every day that Pakistan fights, the collapse of its economy becomes more and more certain. We have to stay the course. And let me tell you one fact from the other side, Arnab. When Asim Munir rushed back from Kazakhstan and had a meeting with his army and his air chief, the air chief told him, damn it all, my F-16s, 50% are not serviceable. They are being upgraded with the $400 million package that the United States has sent, right? He said 50% of the radars on my JF-17 Thunder Chinese jet fleet do not work. India, he was extremely worried, has the S-400 Triumph, the best surface-to-air missile system in the world, proven in Ukraine as the Falcon killer, the killer of F-16s. And you know something? The Pakistani air chief is a more sober character. Initially, Asim Munir had ordered jets to be taken out from Karachi and sent to Skardu. The Pakistani air chief has negatived that. He is now moving his crown jewels, the F-16s, to the furthest, the depth airfields in Pakistan. One batch of F-16 58A block, the latest version, has been sent, you know where, Arnab? Pasni, naval airfield next to Gwadar, to keep them out of the range of the S-400s. The S-400s can see 600 kilometers into Pakistan. They can hit at 400 kilometers. Any plane taking off from almost all the Pakistani airfields can be shot out of the skies by just the 3 batteries of the S-400s. The Pakistani Air Force knows that. It is moving its F-16s back. It is getting its JF-17 Thunder jets forward because they are rotten. They are expendable. And it hopes to arm them with the Chinese beyond visual range PL-15 missile. What China has given Pakistan is PL-15E, export version, 145 kilometer range. What is the range of the Meteor on the Rafale? 150 kilometers. What is the range of the Astra 1, Astra 2? 200 kilometers on the Su-30s. He is in a state of panic. The Pakistani Prime Minister is in hospital.
This report about him being in hospital, just sorry to come in on this, this is going the rounds that he was, just because the leadership, sorry to interrupt you there, sir. The leadership of any country, General Bakshi, is very critical at times like this. With Shahbaz Sharif admitted in hospital, really unwell, I think he's got hemorrhoids or he's got some problem like that. The system is incapacitated. The country is being led by the information minister and Ishaq Dar, only one visible. The Prime Minister and the Army Chief not visible. Please continue, sir. I'm just laying a point. Prime Minister and the Army Chief of Pakistan have not been visible last 72 hours. Yes, sir. Please.
5,000. Let me continue in that same line, Arnab. 5,000 Pakistani officers and men have put in their resignations. The Pakistani Navy Chief told Asim Munir, out of my 8 submarines, 5 Augusta and 3 of the midget class, only 2 are functional. And the Indian aircraft carrier battle group is steaming towards Karachi. You know, Arnab, they know what the score is. They know what the score is. We have to take them up the escalation ladder till they cry uncle, till they say enough is enough, right? And they think 10 times before they do another mass casualty strike like Pahalgam. The whole world is with us today, Arnab, because the whole world sees this as the most dastardly attack of terror. The best time is now, and I'm sure the 3 service chiefs, we are very lucky. We have very competent service chiefs. You know, the Army Chief is an infantryman, is from the J&K Rifles, was Northern Army commander, spent the bulk of his life operational experience in Northern Command. He earned his spurs there. The Navy Chief, towering man, as I keep saying, you know, 6'4", physically imposing, militarily aggressive, right? Competent. He's been on destroyers, he's commanded frigates, he's commanded missile frigates, and he's been the commander of the Western Fleet, right? Very, very right experiential set for, you know, for a conflict with Pakistan. The Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh, blunt, outspoken, old school, you know, thorough professional. And let me tell you, the key role will be of the Air Force, the missile forces, and the Navy, the key role. And the Army can do one hell of a lot. We are poised to do a hell of a lot, and therefore, I think we couldn't ask for a better time. May, June, July is when the Kargil conflict was fought.
Right. We was
in terrain, weather conditions to take a fight on in J&K.
Now, wargaming also requires, thank you very much for that. Wargaming also requires that we assess what the other side does. Viewers, limited calls will be open today at 9:40 because a very expert panel, we don't want to take too much of their time. General Dayal, I want to come to you next. What are the military vulnerabilities of Pakistan? You know, their military is presently stretched with the TTP, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Waziristan. Balochistan is a problem, Gilgit-Baltistan is a problem. And then they've got key military assets in Lahore, Rawalpindi, Sialkot, all close to the IB. That is also within our RT range, or our strike drone range, I am told. So what are the military vulnerabilities of Pakistan as of now? We've dealt with the economic aspect. What's your takes in a conflict situation?
Arnab, I'll take just a little time to say that unless we know, the countryman needs to know what is the disease. Unless we diagnose the disease, we will not be able to recommend the right type of treatment. The cause is POK. The cause for 70 years troubling us is the situation in POK or our portion is there and their claim to our territory. And second is the terrorism. We, in last 25, 30 years, we have tried every method to checkmate Pakistan to see that terrorism, they do not sponsor any more terrorism in J&K, they are not stopping. Similarly, the POK remains unresolved. If this is there, what is the way out? Way out is only and only application of military power. Because after 1971 war, whatever we have done, we have not been able to bring Pakistan leadership in a manner that they come to a negotiating table on our terms and conditions. They have not come. When Musharraf came, he did not come on our terms and conditions. He came here with flair. So if he has not been able to, no diplomacy, no standalone economic sanctions, no isolation of Pakistan can get you to table. They can only come to table if their military power is destroyed, bulk of it is destroyed, and military leadership is branded in a manner, the way I said in my last thing, the way 65-71, their military leadership was thrown by the people. If that has to do, what are their vulnerabilities? Well, some of us think that, look, since it is LC, let's limit ourselves to LC. Well, Arnab, I'm not the one to say that limit where you limit, because India should go for where India is strong, where India has got more superiority, where we have got less chance, where the terrain is not so difficult, where the time available of 6-7 days to bring him to battle and destroy him in a manner that, you know, that he's compelled both by economic and military losses to appeal to India for peace, appeal to India for a ceasefire. That can happen. His vulnerabilities are all along. His vulnerabilities are in air. His vulnerabilities are he's saying his nuclear power. I must also tell you, through you, your countrymen, that people have been talking of nuclear power. General Bakshi talked of S-400. Strategic nuclear threat, don't worry. We not only have, we have S-400, and if you remember in 2019, India launched a space protection system against all these threats. Secondly, on our tactical, people talk of his tactical nuclear power. We have got enough tactical air defense system to see that our forces operate in a conducive umbrella where there is no. Then coming to air, I personally feel that our air power must be utilized to eliminate the nuclear threat once for all. If you are going for a war, you should go for a strategic target so that you eliminate his
denuclearization more
denuclearization or destruction of his nuclear.
Is denuclearization more a diplomatic effort? Is it a diplomatic effort than a military strike? I mean, what you're suggesting may sound good, but isn't it dangerous?
No. Why destroy the nuclear? Destroy the carriers of nuclear. No, he has, nuclear bomb cannot start at its own. There are missiles which are capable of carrying. There are aircraft which are capable of carrying. So you have to strategically think about that. I can't be specific on your...
you don't need to be. You don't need to be.
And similarly, there are along in 10 to 12 kilometers, there are sensitivities of Pakistan where the networks are there, where they and destroy their power structure. Power structure means let it be under dark for next 7 years, 10 years.
So you're thinking that some things are to be done overtly, some things are to be done clandestinely.
Clandestinely, not clandestinely. Do it openly. Go to, I'm of the opinion that Balochistan Liberation Army needs an overt support. Why are we hesitant? The Taliban, Tehrik-e-Taliban Pakistan needs an overt support. And probably it's time that we also use the Afghan corridor. I mean, India should not limit. If you are going for a war, short war, 7 war, then I'm saying apply your military power in a manner, apply your naval power. You are much superior to him in naval power. You got 2 carriers. You can carry a blockade which he doesn't know. You are superior in your air power. You are superior in your mechanized forces. Your infantry forces are preserving your north completely against China, against LC. You have mechanized forces which you have trained for 30 years. You have equipped them. You got better tanks. You got better BMPs, and you are better trained. And utilize them in Punjab where it hits him, in areas where it hits him, where he feels the pain.
I get that. Now the question on people's minds out here also is, General Shukla, about 4 nations. On the one side, Iran and Afghanistan, which is Taliban, because now this whole strategic depth ambition of Pakistan vis-a-vis Afghanistan is gone. What role could the Taliban play? Because Islamabad is cornered and isolated vis-a-vis them. Second is Iran. How much can we depend on them? You know, do they have this Muslim Brotherhood feeling with Pakistan despite their internal issues that they've had with each other? That's one side. I also would like you to address the issue, if possible, of Turkey and China. The Turkey has put out a firm denial. Its Directorate of Communications has said it's not true what some social media outlets said, that Turkey is sending 6 planes full of weapons to Pakistan. And the last is of China, which obviously is very difficult to read. Very difficult to read. I want you to address these 4 countries and the overall situation as you see it. General.
So I'll answer those questions, Arnab, about Turkey and China. But before that, you know, based on your account of Pakistan's dire economy, General Bakshi said that it's the economy stupid.
He said.
Once Pakistan feels the fire and fury of India's military, they will realize that it's national security stupid. It's national security stupid. And I'll tell you why. What has happened this time, we don't need any dossiers. It is abundantly clear to me that the men behind that dastardly, cowardly act of, religious terror, communal targeting,
yes,
is the Pak Army, the ISI, and the architect-in-chief is Asim Munir. We don't need any legal dossiers. We have enough evidence of our own. So the time now has come to re-establish deterrence. And in a slight variation to what General Dayal said, I'm saying, what is deterrence? Pakistan, based on the schoolboy bluff of a nuclear weapon, and while, skirting the conventional spectrum, has been playing out terror as a tool of their statecraft. Tool of their statecraft. There's no nation on earth which does it. I mean, people who try to scare us with the nuclear bogey, my question to them is that was the strategic rationale of nuclear weapons, was the rationale that you will go on a terror rampage? Look at the nonsense when we bring in this nuclear bogey. We understand what the nuclear threat is. Any military mind does. But listen, I know what your red lines are. You are not going to teach me what your red lines are. So we'll orchestrate what I call, calibrated military kinetics to keep it below the nuclear threshold. And that's what generalship is all about.
Why have we not done that so far?
We will do it. We will never...
Why have we... Okay. Is it got to do with more a political decision?
Not at all. I'll get to you. So the first time we did it was in the surgical strikes, and then we did Balakot. Contrary to popular impression, Pakistan got a very firm message. General Bajwa was the first chief I can recall who started speaking of geoeconomics. The Pakistan army did a whole internal Chintan Manthan and said terror doesn't work hereafter.
Okay.
Now, for some silly reason, they have returned to it. So what is the task that I will infer for the Indian military? It is this. That caused such damage, perhaps the manager Dayal was suggesting what General Bakshi was suggesting, to take out from the Pakistan's strategic military establishment's mind space this notion that you can use terror as a tool of statecraft. Now, there are ways of doing it. How do you do it? So at the forefront of the Indian response, I mean, there are multiple options from the IWT to this, that, and the other, is calibrated military kinetics. I'm saying calibrated.
Can you put that in layman terms?
So what do I mean? Exactly. So there are domains. Look at the domains that we have. Land, air, sea, space, EW, cyber. Look at the instruments.
Yep.
Special forces, air power, blockades. I mean, we haven't spoken of the Navy. 294 to 100, 2 aircraft carriers to 0, nuclear submarines. I mean, which world are you living in?
Rafales.
Rafales, fourth
S-400, S-400 air defense.
General Bakshi spoke of all that.
He spoke, which has a huge detection range.
Yet, as you said in your opening remarks, we are always taught, General Bakshi has taught us this, never underestimate your enemy. So you have to take careful stock of him.
Yes.
And so you have to choose your options along the escalatory ladder. They are numerous. At the end of the day, see, I must also point out two very welcome things from yesterday and today's imagery.
Yes.
You know, yesterday the Prime Minister said, here's your freedom.
Yeah.
Today there is politico-military convergence. They are going through the politico-military details.
There are lots of details. I want to ask you this.
And just one more point, Arnab.
Please.
And one more point. At the end of the day, what will we do? Our chosen options will be maximized for lethality and de-risked. War is a risky business. Yes. So all this, at just 2-3 quick issues. So at this point of time, we have to choose what is our point of conflict initiations. Where do you initiate it? What is your flank of decision? Does it always have to be land? No. It can shift. And who is wondering what is coming? The Pak military. They don't know what's coming at them.
You're right.
So there are a host of options, and this is what the CDS and all will be doing, right from this to escalatory dominance. General Bakshi gave the bean count. Let me just tell you in military terms. We retain escalatory dominance in land, air, sea, conventional, nuclear. I mean, any Pak military mind will know it. What are they talking? Now, this point about, strategics that you said. It was clear today as daylight to me for years that it is just not China, it is Pak, Turkey, China. We are not surprised.
Are they together?
Erdogan was here 3 months back. Yes. He signed a massive drone deal. All military minds know it. So the point is that we know what the actual, the what shall I say, the metrics of the Pak army are. We know what our strengths are. And this Chief of Defense Staff, Anil Chauhan, this is what he's going to do. He's going to select options, obtain political clearance, so that, see, while it is a temporary reverse, we have been so provoked. The act is so cowardly, dastardly, so unmilitary, that this time what we have to do is a Shakti Pradarshan. Demonstrate our power, as General Dayal said.
You're right.
Next time they think of using terror, they should banish that thought for a year.
So there are so many questions that come to my mind, and I'm just connecting the dots, and I always believe, by the way, that I believe that everything is connected. Diplomacy, economy, global politics, strategy,
statecraft,
global events, business, corporate, and defense. What we make the mistake, viewers, is we look at defense in isolation.
Yes.
Now the issue here is, I always thought that if Ukraine gets sorted out, it's a matter of time. We just know. I'm just a conspiracy theory in my head. If Ukraine gets sorted out, and if Israel has the upper hand on the Hamas, and that situation is also not, to use your phraseology, kinetic, but rather stable and dormant, then China would need, given the present situation of the tariff war with America, would need to create a situation in which America is drawn into conflict so that there is a constant conflict. And the focus is on the conflict while the economic battles are being fought. And therefore, I believe that we can't trust China. China would be playing from the back. Turkey may be a little bit more overtly. But I think this region becomes, a hot situation, which becomes a global focus, as well as draws India, which is China's principal competitor and the beneficiary of the China Plus One model. Given the global tariff considerations, India becomes the focus and the beneficiary, and Modi plays the game very well. So from China's point of view, draw India into conflict, draw America into conflict, create a situation, provoke a conflict. And that's why I felt there were great similarities between October 7th attack against Israel and this attack. The nature of the attack was similar. The Hamas was there. Are we looking at a place where these are all parts of the same players? Now they created a situation in the Middle East and now they're bringing their focus on India versus Pakistan, and Pakistan being very vulnerable and very economically, because I don't understand how Pakistan can even think of taking on India unless there are people behind it. Unless it has been given some reassurance, go ahead, kill Indians. When India responds, we'll be with you. And the Pakistanis, their recent diplomacy with Turkey and China has been so quick. And the way in which Pakistan has worked together with Bangladesh and the ISI is that I feel somewhere that there is a Chinese presence and a Chinese thinking behind this. Otherwise, our military superiority is just too much for Pakistan to take us in isolation. Sorry for intervening in a military discussion, but I cannot but help in that direction. Think in that direction. You want to add to that, I think, sir. You want to add one? Then I'm coming to you, sir.
So just very quickly.
Please.
You see, in this whole journey to Amrit Kal and Viksit Bharat,
right, sir,
this crisis is just a minor bump. For the reasons that you have stated,
sir,
the larger issue is what? This is a contest between a challenged hegemon USA, a rising challenger China, and this aspiring Vishwabandhu.
Correct.
And therefore, we have to put our statecraft together. It's beyond the military.
Oh my
Let me say, as you said, as our foreign policy gets muscular, and it must, we have to keep our instrument of force in the highest state of readiness always.
All the time. All the time. All the time.
And we must not be innocent.
No,
one quick point. You pointed out to Bangladesh.
Yeah.
See, it's so pertinent. Lal Moner Hat on Chicken's Neck Air Base.
Correct.
Muhammad Yunus suddenly discovering our landlockedness.
Yeah. Talking about Chicken's Neck.
Bangladesh inventory.
Correct.
Now, just one point, and then I shan't speak for this. You see, as we are getting into this bigger power competition, our game in national security has to get nuanced, sophisticated, and long-term. In that sense, this is just a bump. We have to play the long game.
No, we have to play the long game, but what I want the people of the country to understand, and it's important for us to understand this, please remember the amount of statecraft, thinking, cohesive approach, and strategy that Prime Minister Narendra Modi has to show at this point of time. The greatest thing you can do if you're watching this in your drawing rooms is realize the complexity of the situation and support the government. I have seen, and I'm coming back to you, General Bakshi, in a minute. I'm just being fair on KK and coming back to you, sir, after that. We have, in this discussion, said there are two countries. There are two countries which are poor and without leadership, Bangladesh and Pakistan. Then there is a country called Turkey, which is a smaller economy than India, less than 1/3 the size of India, but always punches over its weight in terms of its strategic significance and Erdogan's personal ambitions of being a caliph. And then there is China, which is in battle, economy falling, great trouble, which needs to put the attention somewhere else. It's a combination of circumstances, sir. How do we play this out? Jal KK.
Right, Arnab. You have asked me a question which is slightly on a strategic side.
Yeah, it's all moving in one direction.
Yeah, on a strategic side.
Yes,
let me try to put across. Shukla, he brought it out that there is a little bump.
Yes.
I feel that it may a challenge, but in a challenge there is a big opportunity, big opportunity. Provided we play our card very well.
Right, sir.
See, you said that, probably you have made it a point that, what happened in West Asia.
Yes.
Basically, 7th October, you said, and thereafter, it carried on. Now, it got, Lebanon came, Syria came, Yemen has come in a big way, Iran is somewhere in the... And the same time, you have referred a little bit about, when Ukraine and what happened with Russia.
Yes, sir.
Basically, transatlantic area.
Yes, sir.
And what is now in the China. So it is a bigger game in Bangladesh. See, what is happening, and you are very right if you are doubting and you are bringing it out, is that some linkages there, what happened in 7th October and what happened in Pahalgam, is its pattern is same. Pattern is same. They landed there because they were nearby. They came and did it. They have taken some hostages and taken their country. And Hamas, in an area of 41 kilometer by 12 kilometer, and they have, carrying on. Still, the hostages are there. They are not able to do it here, but they have carried out the killing. Now, what I want to bring it out, what is the similarity and why is it an opportunity? When you see coziness of Bangladesh with Pakistan and Asim Munir, the DGMO, their ISI chief, they're all moving. All of a sudden, Mohammad Yunus coming over there, then making a statement. What Shukla has brought it out there. These have all
This was pre-planned. This was pre-planned.
Now, we take it that what you have brought it out, it has happened that way. And what the India should do it. That is more important to do it. And how to do it. See, you understand, these are a frozen conflict. India and Pakistan is a frozen conflict. For 47, we are fighting. Even we will be fighting together till this two-nation theory, with what their chief spoke about, two-nation theory which came out, which was wrong. Now it has become three-nation theory. Bangladesh has come and they want to do it. When we did 71, we thought that we have cut the wing on the eastern side and probably, they will not able to link. They are trying to do it, and before, I think it is a strategic strike. What has happened? Maybe, 26/11, I will do it just, a retribution, like we did it. Just one surgical strike, one Balakot, or they limited what the people are talking about. I think we are getting into, that trap, because it is a frozen conflict, it will again start. Now, what is my take on this? You have very rightly brought out about the economic conditions of Pakistan. And the, first time, which I have been always saying that, water warfare is a military, way of retribution. We have been doing it, but as a defensively, our all canal system, our ditch combans are based on this canal water, this river water. What is, how to do it and how to go about it. We should not worry about the time. I only think 3-4 indications as the terms of reference has come before Prime Minister gave it that you can take your decision. Now, military can carry out, but there are terms of reference. That terms of reference the nation should know.
Yeah, absolutely.
What he has given the terms of reference was that, military can take a decision. They want to do it.
Correct.
And if the military fumbles on this, then we will have a very limited aim. Not only a credible deterrence we will create, but this conflict will carry on till that, again, it may go to the next century. Not in century, whether in 20 years, 30 years. What are retributions required to be done? See, before anything has done, not a single mobilization has done. Pakistani military is jumping like a monkey. I told yesterday they were in Sahwal. Their mobilization is coming. If someone knows where is Sahwal, it is near Bhavalpur, Bhavalnagar, along that canal system which is supposed to have zero water. Because our water should not go.
I get that.
My question is... Let me build up what I am trying to bring it out. Because otherwise it will just go,
Sure.
See, now what is required? Today, you said, we have to kill Pakistan economically. We have to kill Pakistan militarily. For the time being, maybe 30, 40 years, we have got credible deterrent against that. And the main point is this, what they are doing, the terrorism part of it. Now, 27, most wanted people getting eliminated inside Pakistan. Who is doing, I will not say, but it has been done. And, that's why so we have got the capability, the covert thing, whatever we can do it.
I totally agree. But since we are in a pure wargaming situation, I just one quick, I want to go to Jel.
Otherwise, it will go slightly.
So if you can summarize this, yes.
You have to tire the, Pakistan military out. See, we can put the blockade, not only in Karachi. Godar, which is the part of the CPAC, and the Chinese have got no capability to do that. We can finish this off.
Yeah.
We can have the complete deployment, in this area, and keep striking. It may be very limited in the area. They will jump on that.
So
what we did in Kargil, Arnav, what we did in Kargil.
I just want to tell you, Pakistan's national carrier has cancelled all flights to and from Gilgit, Skardu and other areas in POK today. Now, just a small thought here. Realistically, Turkey is one of the most prolific manufacturer of drones. I
want to Chinese.
Can one of us? Let him.
I'll just take 5 seconds. See, the country is honestly being scared.
Coming, sir. General Bakshi, a minute coming to you.
Sir, let's not have. I say some people call us warmongers, but there are people, those who are fear-mongering the nation. Believe you me, China is not going to intervene anything physically in any war with us.
Indirectly.
India, take it writing from me.
Not even indirectly.
No way, indirectly, I'll tell you. If you give Pakistan time and China to manufacture and honor the ongoing contracts, then you are at fault and not China is trying to. There are ongoing contracts between us and Russia, which we would like to expedite. Similarly, let me come to Turkey. Turkey is only honoring the ongoing contracts which have been signed, and Turkey in no way will come. If we mobilize openly, Turkey will back out.
Samar, I'll keep you waiting because General Bakshi is on.
Iran and Azerbaijan.
I totally agree with you out here. I never believe in underestimating the enemy, the weakest enemy also. See, if you need to battle them or you need to demolish them, you must have you must encircle them strategically, economically, and also understand their strengths. We can't sit here and say we will destroy Karachi in a blink. We will destroy. Sir, my point.
Globe Master has landed in Pakistan.
Sir,
this type of something, 6 Globe Master. They were saying 6 Globe Master, not a single one Globe Master came. Then you go and say.
Can I go to General? One minute. Can we go to General Bakshi? General Bakshi,
for a minute, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thank you, Arnab. I'm grateful to you for a very erudite discussion. You wanted a war game, so there are some very, very, very pertinent aspects that have come out. Bishambar suggested that we go for Pakistan's nuclear assets and take them out all at once. There is the counterpoint that there is the use them or lose them syndrome. When you panic a weaker enemy into thinking that his last resort option is going to go, he may be panicked into using them. That is a thing that you have to look out for, wargaming that option, right? Now, let me also say in the same breath, I totally agree with my colleagues. There has been too much fear-mongering here. In the 1999 Kargil conflict, the war continued, Arnab, for 3 months. How many nuclear bombs, 1.5 pawa, 1.5 pawa, vagara, did you find landing anywhere in India? Zilch, zero. Now, on the same time, taking this lesson in time forward, right? Taking this lesson in time forward, Russia-Ukraine conflict, 3.5 months continuing. Who has the biggest nuclear arsenal in the world? Russia.
That's true.
1,680 nuclear warheads of the highest mega tonnage. How many of them have fallen on Kyiv or on any other European capital for that matter? Threats galore.
Yes, sir.
Look, rational state actors in a situation of deterrence do not use nuclear weapons when they know they can get it back in kind. How have we, from military history, we're all students of military history here, how has a nuclear armed nation been tackled? I take you back to the Soviet Union. What happened in 1990? The Soviet Union was made to collapse economically. Andy Marshall and the rest of them in the net assessment group had worked out that the key product of the Soviet economy on which it depends is the petrochemical, the sale of petrochemicals, oil and energy, right? They asked Saudi Arabia to put oil prices in a free fall. From 1996 to 1990, the price of oil went from $30 to $10 a barrel. Collapsed the Soviet economy. The Soviet Union, without a shot being fired, broke up into 15 countries.
Yeah. See,
how do we attack the Pakistani economy? By inflicting costs and consequences through limited war.
So also
through a limited war, but of high intensity. High intensity.
High intensity limited war.
Number of F-16s.
High intensity limited war. The words chosen are very...
Arnab, I'll just finish.
Yes. No, take your time, sir. No problem. I have too many callers also calling in.
I'll just finish. Please give me 1 minute. I know. I'll just finish. You inflict adequate number of, what is called capital equipment casualties, right? And Pakistan will be forced to make them up. The Pakistani military mindset is, I want my toys. Whether the Pakistanis eat or don't eat, I want my toys.
That's what General Raj Shukla also said. Now I've asked, of course, rightly so, I've asked Samar, because junior most out here, so he has to wait. And that is his military discipline also. But he's now putting his hand up. He's saying, "Mujhe bhi thoda bolne dijiye." And so please indulge him. Samar, please. Samar.
Sir, to somewhat put the puzzle back together, firstly, we overlooked the presence of the invitation of Hamas in a meeting on the 6th of January 2025
in Pakistan,
which was attended in the presence of Lashkar-e-Taiba and Jaish-e-Mohammed. So basically, first indicator is Hamas has become a role model for all the Pakistani tanzeems, number one. Next, after this that has happened, now you compare the similarities. It is just that because of the terrain analysis, if we do, Kashmir is a mountainous region, so the paragliders couldn't be used. And as per the art of war, you always take a route which is the toughest and the least infested by a guarding enemy. So, this is the starting of summers. So that is exactly what they've done. And Hamas has been an inspiration and a guiding, directing tanzeem for them. So this has resulted in this, number one. Number three. Looking at the Russian and Ukraine conflict, you see, sir, it's going to be a long haul.
Big war.
Because, it's not going to end in a day. Look at Ukraine. They don't have manpower to fight Russia. They're dependent wholly on drones. And trust me, on 28th of April, some toys were gifted from China to Pakistan. So now, the warfare that we are talking about is basically the jamming of satellite bandwidths, the jamming of radio frequencies at different wavelengths. And then here we are talking about night warfare.
Yeah,
trust me, sir, nothing is going to happen during day.
So I have to take the callers now.
Yes.
Ashish from Ahmedabad is our first caller. Ashish, good evening.
How are you? I'm Ashish from Ahmedabad. I have a quick point for General Bakshi and the other generals and the major.
Sir.
And that is that the self-propelled artillery systems, India has about 100 and Pakistan has 660. And the rocket artilleries, we have 260 and Pakistan has over 400. And so they have an advantage in these two things. And also quickly, the Chinese PL-15 has a range of 300. The Meteor has a range of 200, which India has. And the Astra between 80 to 100. I'd like the generals to comment on
that question I will put, the technicality. General Sinha, he's saying that in some, first General Raj on this, that on some missiles and rocket fronts, do you believe that they outweigh us?
I don't think so. I think those figures are wrong because our advantage in long-range artillery is substantial.
Yeah.
So Pinaka, Smerch, BrahMos, whole lot of them.
Yes. And 300 mm. So he doesn't have anything to match Smerch. Smerch goes 90 kilometers. Every important Pakistani town is in that range.
Pinaka,
and they have nothing to. And listen, they have nothing to match the missiles with us.
So he wants to add something. You want to add to that?
No, it was about a different issue. Can I say it now?
Yeah, go on. No problem.
So, there were 2 points since you have now so deepened the debate, 2 nuances come out. One is about this collusivity, what General Dayal was saying. See, I agree with him entirely. Physically, China will never intervene. But what it does is, I'll give you a very good example since now it's in the public domain. There was an exercise conducted, Divine Matrix. Based on this, before 2611, we had decided to rebalance to the north. Then 2611 happened. So we delayed the rebalancing. And when do we rebalance? After Galwan. So you see the connect between Galwan and 2611?
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the point. And the second point is, about this. Yeah. We had Ishaq Dar yesterday saying, LET and JEM have been banned. They are being nourished by Hamas. I mean, what are you talking?
So today they have admitted that TRF is theirs. Ladies and gentlemen, we're staying with a lot of breaking news, and I am extending this program tonight because I want to give you a sense of what is happening in terms of our military options. First of all, we had a great panel tonight, huge viewership this evening. Just to give you a sense, the viewership on Republic tonight on an average on streaming is 25 times any other English news network in the country. That's the kind of viewership we are having tonight, I'm told. Now, callers, we have Balu Subramania calling, and we have a great military panel. Balu, are you still there, Mr. Subramania? Are you still there, sir? Hello?
Hello. Good evening, Arnab.
Thank you for waiting, Balu. I mean, we have this panel so that your answers can be got. What's your question, and who would you like to ask it to?
My question is to Sir General Bakshi. Jai Hind, sir.
General Bakshi. Yeah. General Bakshi, Balu Subramania from Bengaluru is saying something to you.
Sir, I have been watching your debate quite closely. Every time you reiterate the fact that nukes are not deployed, but God forbid in this war, in case if Pak deploys nuclear weapons, is India prepared to handle this?
Firstly, I gave you the historical precedent. We fought a war in Kargil for 3 months. And that was when nuclear deterrence had just been achieved. 3 months we fought, not a single nuke was used or even activated, right? So I am very certain the Pakistani military generals who live in palatial bungalows are rational state actors. They'll not be in such a hurry to press the nuclear trigger, because should they do so, Pakistan will cease to exist. Right? India is 5 times the size of Pakistan. If the worst comes to worst, we can absorb a nuclear strike and destroy Pakistan in the bargain. They know it, therefore they will not use it. You see, the entire problem today is what? Pakistan says because of nuclear deterrence, India dare not conventionalize the conflict. Therefore, I am free to escalate at the terrorist level, sub-conventional level, as much as I want. We have to stop this bluff and stop this nonsense and tell Pakistan and show Pakistan there is adequate space for a conventional conflict, at least a limited conventional conflict between the spectral ends of nuclear deterrence and sub-conventional warfare, hybrid warfare.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have breaking news with Abhishek tonight. This is a breaking news night. Thank you for your viewership. And Abhishek has information that naval ships will be conducting live surface and subsurface firing in an area bounded by following coordinates. We have coordinates that are given out here. This is a very, very big, major naval exercise. This is a mammoth, huge naval exercise that is starting now and is continuing till the 2nd of this month. So, viewers, this is big breaking news only on Republic, getting you the first and big breaking on all defense and strategic stories. And leading that news break is Senior Executive Editor Abhishek Kapoor. Abhishek, can you put us in with the details of this? This is huge. Abhishek.
Well, yes, Arnab. So we are getting these details about another round of major live fire exercises by the Indian Navy, which is going to include multiple warships and even submarines, because the information that we have clearly says that these are going to be both surface and subsurface exercises. Naval ships will conduct those live surface and subsurface firing exercises from April 30th, which is tonight. From tonight it starts and goes on till May 2. And the coordinates are given. We are not sharing those as yet. This ends midnight of
keep the visuals
midnight of 2nd of May. In fact, this started today, and this is going to go until 2nd of May. We are told about a dozen odd of Indian naval warships to be used in these exercises, including submarines, not specified, and we are not going to specify, obviously. Essentially, what happens is, like it happens in the case of India carrying out test firings of missiles, for example, we issue those NOTAMs, notice to airmen. This is essentially notice to ships sailing in these seas, which is the Arabian Sea, and in the demarcated coordinates, the exercises would be carried out, and the ships, sailing ships, both commercial and otherwise, are warned not to venture into this area.
This is significance of that will be explained by General Bakshi. General Bakshi, the input I have the coordinates. I'm not sharing it on television. I have details here of the coordinates which have been given for particular dates and locations. And it's also said that mariners keep well clear of exercise track. Mariners keep well clear. Message gone out by the Indian Navy a few minutes back. Mariners keep. It's called a Navajo warning, Abhishek, that mariners have been told clear of the exercise area.
Of NOTAM.
Pardon me?
And this is a naval warning. This is equivalent of NOTAM, the notice to airmen. Similarly, in the case of Navy, they say naval warning. And remember, just 3-4 days back, we had, a week back actually, from 23rd to 24th April, for 2 days, we had another round of major live fire exercises being carried out by the Indian Navy, in which BrahMos missiles were fired, flight tested, so to say, in terms of coordination, in terms of whether all the systems are in place, and the Navy and the forces are working in most battle-ready operational preparedness. That's what is tested. This is the second round happening in just over a week, and this really gives you the kind of mobilization that we are seeing on them.
Okay, reactions to this, please. General Dayal, how do you view this? General Bakshi, are you on? Okay, well, General Bakshi's line is back. Let me take him first. Breaking news tonight. Ms. General Bakshi, you're back. Yeah. Sir.
You know, Arnab, in 1971 war, the Indian Navy had hit Karachi on 4th of December, which is celebrated as the Navy Day, and again on the 8th of December, right? And in this operation, they had hit the home base of Karachi, sunk 6 ships of the Pakistani Navy, put the oil farm on fire till it burnt for 1 full week. You couldn't see the sun in Karachi because of the dense smoke. You know, that is the demonstrated power and reach and punch of the Indian Navy. Then we had towed the OSA missile boats, and the first time we had used missiles in naval warfare in South Asia. Today, our capability is 100-fold. 2 aircraft carrier battle groups with their panoply of missile destroyers, missile frigates. We have, cruise missiles on our submarines. Even our conventional submarines carry the club missiles. And we have the BrahMos cruise missiles. We have the Nirbhay cruise missiles. We can strike merry hell into Pakistan.
And while this is happening, the meeting at the Prime Minister's residence is still going on. I'm just keeping on with the breaking news inputs. The meeting from the Prime Minister's residence is going on. I have just got the visuals. I'll carry it right now, of Union Minister C.R. Patil, who is just left from the residence. Can we take the visuals faster, please, on our channel? From the residence of Union Home Minister Amit Shah. Can I have the visuals, please, on air? To our production team, come on, you're not, you can do faster than that. The visuals are on screen. Indian Navy has announced big exercises, and Union Minister C.R. Patil is left from the residence of Amit Shah, and a big meeting is going on at the Prime Minister's residence. And as I told you, I may have the visuals of that meeting in some time, but that meeting has been on for about half an hour. Since the visuals are not with us, I would like to bring you in General Shukla.
One quick point
yes, sir.
On the naval exercises.
Yeah.
You know, in 1965 conflict, a joint secretary in the Ministry of Defense signed a letter addressed to the Indian Naval Chief, do not cross this longitude because of fear of escalation. General Bakshi tells us what happened in 71. With these exercises, I leave the viewers to draw their own inferences.
Can I stay with the story the general is talking about, which is the naval exercises? Come on, production team. Come on, news desk. Come on, news desk. We have a conversation going on here about the naval exercises. The naval exercises are huge, they are big. We stay with the relevant visuals and the breaking news. Sorry to cut you short there, sir. I just one minute. You were saying here, the naval exercises are major and significant. Give us the significance of this.
Okay, so I'll just reiterate. 1965 conflict. A joint secretary in the Ministry of Defense signs a letter to the Indian naval chief saying that you will not cross a certain longitude because we do not wish to provoke the Pakistanis, escalate. General Bakshi told us what we did with our naval power in 1971. Would the Pakistanis like to draw their own conclusions in the view of what is happening now?
See, Arnab, this is a preparatory phase as far as we are concerned. But Pakistanis
by the way, that visual, viewers, is outside Amit Shah's house. The meeting, so sorry, sir, just explaining these visuals are from outside the Home Minister's residence, where the meeting on the Indus Waters Treaties just ended about 5-10 minutes back. Please continue, sir. Thank you.
So Pakistan will draw that we have started our mobilization in the garb of exercises. So Pakistan, mentally, the Pakistan leadership is now getting into that phase where they will start looking at everything from the war point of view.
Breaking. Come on. Now, thank you. We repeated the visuals. Thank you very much. And now, viewers, we have V. Murali Krishna also calling in. The callers will be on for about 10 minutes. The callers will be on for about 10 minutes. The windows can be put on air. The breaking plates can be put on. We don't have to repeat the same visuals so many times. PCR crew, come on. V. Murali Krishna is calling in this evening. Where are you calling from, Mr. Murali Krishna? Where are you calling from, sir?
Good evening, Arnabji.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. The great panel of military experts present and having the discussions heard, we have the confidence boosted. Pakistan is a beggar country. Sometimes I feel that Pakistan is doing the mischief not because on its own power. We are fighting on 2.5 borders. So we should give an intense, ultra intense. I am totally in agreement with General Bakshi that we should give them the test of our power. And the result at the top is not only for Pakistan, but 1.5. You can understand other borders. One border is China and other borders are within our country. So just I am asking one question. Is it not a time to declare an emergency for 3 or 4 months where political parties cannot make a press conferences and people like Rakesh Tikait and all these
people
I please
on change the name of farmers, I understand.
They are the enemies within. We are fighting war not only with Pakistan, but we are fighting the war with the people who are sympathetic to the Pakistan even after they have killed 26
Sir, thank you very much, sir. I have another breaking news input coming in. And this is that the Jammu and Kashmir Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha is presently sharing a high-level security review meeting to assess the ongoing counter-terror operations affiliated with the Jaish-e-Mohammed and the Lashkar-e-Toiba. The areas being looked at specifically Doda, Kishtwar, Kathua, Anantnag, Poonch, Kulgam and Rajouri. Gursimran is lined up with us. Gursimran, over to you. Gursimran. Gursimran.
Manoj Sinha is presently holding a security meeting at Raj Bhavan in Jammu, and this security review meeting is being attended by the Director General of the Jammu and Kashmir Police, Nalin Prabhat, along with IG Jammu, Bhimsen Tuti, and the other officials.
That's not how you do this.
The Pakistani terrorists that have infiltrated into the Indian territory, especially the Jaish terrorists that have infiltrated, and also the Lashkar in the south of Pir Panjal. The focus remains on the Anantnag, Kulgam, Rajouri, Poonch, and also in the Kishtwar, Doda, and the Kathua districts that have been the hotbed of terrorism in last couple of years. Now a detailed action plan is
I have another breaking news coming in right now. Ladies and gentlemen, that meeting is the pictures of the LG JNKLG. Now we have a Pakistan Defense Minister Khwaja Mohammad Asif who has just said, may Allah help us to avert the situation of conflict. This is a statement which has come on now.
Yes.
Very important statement. I'm going to play the soundbite. Is the soundbite ready?
No.
He has said, may Allah help us to avert the situation of conflict. If there's a violation, we will respond. But he said chances of conflict are increasing with the passage of time. They are not decreasing. Some countries are trying to avert the situation, but may Allah help us to avert the situation of conflict. Not a very confident statement out here, Bishop.
Not at all. This is showing panic.
Panic. This is showing panic.
Secondly,
yeah.
Arnab, whenever we will start, I want to give him a message. The first night, sorry, Jan Bakshi sir, I don't use the word limit. Once you start the war, the first night should be so horrible for Pakistan that their leadership cannot move out of their houses. Be it Islamabad, be it Lahore, be it Karachi, be it anywhere. The first night of war should be so severe that we punish him at 1,000 places. You got to punish him. Then we will talk how much to limit. It is up to us. But the first night had to be severe and punishable where his leadership is paralyzed.
I will take...
Paralyze him mentally.
Shelly from Palghar is calling. Shelly? Okay, we've got a breaking here. We've got a breaking here that India has issued a NOTAM shutting down its airspace for Pakistan-registered, operated or leased aircraft, airlines and military flights. Abhishek? Niranjan can also join you there on this breaking input.
Well, yes. So,
this is big breaking news coming in.
There and
that we have
issuing a navigation warning.
Breaking plates.
Now
Pradeep, you have to run the breaking plates on air on breaking news and take off the all lines open graphic for a moment, please. And let me focus on my job while you do yours. Thank you. Okay, Abhishek, please continue. Thank you.
Yes, Arnab. So earlier we had that navigational warning issued by the Indian Navy for exercises, live fire exercises in the Arabian Sea. And now we are getting NOTAM being issued, essentially airspace closure. And in fact, India has decided that...
I've got the detail. I've got the detailed input out here on NOTAM. On NOTAM, I've got the detailed input coming in. Abhishek, can Abhishek be put on air? Thank you very much. Production, vision mixers. Come on, let's do our jobs, please. What's being put out here? Can I have Abhishek on air? And with the BB breaking news plates. Can I do that? Thank you. Abhishek, look up to the camera. And the question is to you, can you tell me details of the NOTAM that we have on closing down our airspace? Thank you, Abhishek.
India has retaliated now, and earlier we had Pakistan saying our airlines cannot fly over their airspace. Now India has decided if Pakistan Airlines have to fly, they don't have many, they have just one, maybe 5-6 aircrafts. But if they have to fly to Southeast Asia, they cannot overfly Indian airspace. They have to go via Sri Lanka or wherever, or they have to go via China, their all-weather friend, but not India.
This is, I think, quite significant here, Samar. Yes. This latest NOTAM which has been issued. So we got 3 bits of breaking news in the last few minutes. While this meeting is going on at the Prime Minister's residence, we have a detailing of the Indus Waters Treaty. We have the NOTAM and we have the naval exercises. This news is being released every 3 minutes and we're getting it first here. Samar, how do you view this?
We're
moving.
I just hope it's a fantastic night for everybody.
Yeah.
We want it all cool and nice. And I don't expect much because it's a routine NOTAM.
Okay, so it's a routine NOTAM which says Indian airspace not available for Pakistan-registered aircraft or aircraft operated or owned or leased by Pakistan Airlines, including military flights.
Yes. Because
okay, now, yeah. So as of this minute, I'm going back to a caller. Shelly from Palghar, are you there? We're going to take this for 10 more minutes. Shelly from Palghar, are you there? We've lost the line. The production team has told me that only now. Karthik is there from Chennai. Karthik. You're on the panel. You're live, Karthik. Karthik, you're there? Okay, while we do this, there's been an earthquake in Pakistan. An earthquake with a magnitude of 4.4 on the Richter scale has hit Pakistan at 21:58:26 IST today. So as of now, metaphorically, metaphorically, we are back to the 6 windows and the all lines open play. Thank you. We can avoid that for a minute. We can stay with the news for a while, right? But there's been an earthquake in Pakistan reported right now. That's the National Center for Seismology. So things not going very well for Pakistan right now, are they? So, yeah, Karthik, are you there? Yeah, huh?
Nature has recognized they're criminals. They need to face.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And viewers, I'll take this on for 5 more minutes. Complete silence from my news desk or my production team would help me if you give me the inputs right now. Abhishek, you're there live with us right now.
Yes, I'm there.
Yeah, thank you very much, Abhishek, for being there. Okay, now we've had statements from the Pakistani foreign minister saying we will not escalate. We've had statements from Khwaja Asif who's saying that I hope Allah helps us avoid the situation of conflict. Can I play that bite? That sound bite is there. We've got Kaswar live from Islamabad on what Khwaja Asif has said. Kaswar, our reporter there. Kaswar, are you there? Can't see you on air, but Kaswar, yeah, tell me, Kaswar, what is the defense minister's statement right now? Kaswar from Islamabad live with us. Kaswar.
Yeah, what I can tell you from Islamabad is that Pakistan's defense minister has said that we will not initiate fast action, but we will retaliate with full force. Even in case if India attacks Pakistan, definitely Pakistan will attack it. This is a statement which is coming from Pakistan defense minister. Let me tell you, the same day, today as I speak to you just a few minutes ago, Pakistan's foreign minister said after the same statement that we will not attack first. In case if India attacks us, we will go for the full force against India and we will defend each and everything as we our territory as well.
But his statement has been more like, you know, let's try and avoid the conflict. Let's avoid the conflict. May Allah help us avoid the conflict. Why is he appealing to God to avoid the conflict?
He should appeal to India.
Khwaja, the defense minister is appealing to God to stop a conflict with India. Not sounding very confident, your defense minister. He's disconnected. We're patching him again, is what the production team has told us. But the desk team can tell me right now, right here, whether we have the soundbite of Khwaja Asif. Do we have that? Okay, we are getting it in a couple of minutes. We're getting it in 30 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. And we have a meeting, a very interesting visual which has come in through ANI, which is that of the Turkish delegation visiting the air headquarters of the Pakistan Air Force. I want to play that visual. Is that visual there with us? Can we play the visual, which is just broken in the group? Desk will have to move fast. The visuals right now released, which were released earlier, in fact, of a meeting between the Turkish delegation and the Air Force in Pakistan. We'll play that in a bit, but Kaswar is back with us. Kaswar, your chief minister, your defense minister not sounding very confident, is he?
Well, the day before yesterday, let me tell you, the defense minister was really confident and he said that we are fully ready, Pakistan armed forces are fully ready. And even it was the statement that came from the same defense minister that the Pakistan's jets have been scrambled in the air and Pakistan Air Force is patrolling. And this is what we have heard from him day before yesterday. And today we heard from our foreign minister as well. They were looking very confident when it comes to discuss Pakistan and India stand-up. They said that we will not initiate the first attack, but definitely we will retaliate with full force. And he was flanked by the spokesperson of Pakistan Armed Forces, General Sharif, and also the Pakistan's Minister of Foreign Affairs, spokesperson as well. So this is coming from Islamabad, and everybody's looking confident here. But one thing that I must tell you is that the Pakistan's nation is taking it very lightly. Well, the Pakistani government had taken this war with India very seriously, but on the other hand, it is really interesting to say that the Pakistan's nation is taking it very, very, very lightly, and there is no mood from the public to go at war with India as well. But definitely, the Khwaja Asif and the Pakistan foreign minister and the Pakistan's armed forces, they are telling us that they will go with a full force against India if the war is imposed on Pakistan.
Okay, at this stage, I'm handing over to Abhishek to take this over for a minute. I'm going to go into a small ad break. I'm not taking that visual on air. Thank you very much. And ladies and gentlemen, Abhishek, over to you. We're going to go with breaking news inputs. We've had a fantastic breaking news evening. Now, many questions have been answered. Many still remain. And just one thing I want to tell our viewers. If there is one network which will keep you ahead, take that visual off, please. If there is one network that will keep you ahead at all times, it is going to be only and only the Republic Media Network. We have our teams on the ground. We have reporters on the ground. And let me assure you, we have enough informers all across Pakistan. Pakistan, we know more about what's happening there than you think we do. Abhishek, we'll hand over to you and we'll go into a short break now.
Arnab will be right back with the debate.
आज दही बड़ा खाने का मन है। वाह क्या स्वाद!
असली स्वाद तो MDH दही बड़ा रायता मसाले से ही आता है।